Dr. Peggy Rowe Ward is the co-founder of the Lotus Institute. She is also a senior teacher in the Plum Village tradition. She has her doctorate in adult education and a master's degree in counseling psychology, and she serves on the faculty of a graduate program in mindful leadership at Atlantic University. She has also studied and practiced with many wise Native American elders. And additionally, she and her husband, Larry, have published a book, Love Garden, A Guide to Mindful Relationships. So in a few minutes, Peggy will be joining us to lead us in our meditation.
Good morning. What a pleasure to be with you this morning. What a time we're in. This morning we were listening to Mahalia Jackson, and she said, God is stirring the nest of humanity. And perhaps you feel your own nest being stirred. So I just want to give my appreciation to the Buddhist Peace Fellowship, the teachers here in Thich Nhat Hanh, and beloved community as we begin. Dr. Shankar Brown reminded us that 99.9% of us is the same. And Mark Eckert suggested, what if racism is a phenomena that has its all in its grip? And I believe that is true. So I wanted to share a few somatic movements that help us to stabilize our nervous system. But first, how are you doing? If you're okay, putting a hand on your heart, hand on your belly. Take a breath. We bear witness to our own heart and our breath and notice. We name how this heart is today. And it's done with great love and kindness. My heart's tender today. I've got some anxiety up, but my heart is happy to be with you and to be together as we look at this journey we're on with Velusa Remembers, with restoring the humanity to Lee Snell, and to being together to bear witness. So it's helpful to begin to know that this nerve system we have is the same in each of us, and it gets activated. And we each have our own unique stories about activation, but I can guarantee you that lynching activates all of our nervous system. So as we begin, if you're comfortable standing, cool. If not, you can do this in your seat. You can just shake for just a couple of minutes, and you can shake any way you want. You can shake standing, sitting, lying. This is recommended 2 to 3 minutes a day. Oh gosh. Really important to get the arms shook out. This is connected with opening our hearts, moving the energy all the way through. Shake, shake, shake. I'm also in work in the trauma field, and we've learned from observing nature that animals know how to do this right after they've had an adrenaline pump. They know to shake it out. So what we're doing is just honoring our nervous system just a little bit, and hopefully having a little fun with a little bit of movement. And we're checking in. This is our first assessment. How am I doing today? Can I experience my feet on the ground? How's my breath? I work with kids a lot, so they teach us a lot about how to feel our breath. Is it like a cattail? Is it like a smoke trail from an airplane? Is it like the back of a dinosaur? How's your breath today? Okay, so I invite you just to stop moving. And if you're comfortable with your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly, noticing what you notice. This posture, this practice is very stabilizing, and it helps us to come home. Okay, so I invite you to sit if you're not seated. And I wanted to talk about two things. Larry will talk about this more in his talk today, as this is our work in the world, is trauma-informed mindfulness. But to begin with, how safe do you feel right now? It's a deep question, isn't it? And one of the ways we can help ourselves to experience safety, first of all, is what's called the orienting response. So that's just to very gently look to the left, notice where there's doors and windows, look to the right. Look above, if that's useful. Below. And as you're orienting yourself to where you are, it's really coming home to that place. And now see if there's a symbol of something you can see that's a resource for you, a resource of peace or joy or happiness or strength. We keep this room pretty clean, but I brought in a symbol for me, and that's this lemon. One of my resources is making lemon pie with my grandmother. And we had to go to the store to buy lemons, and she would go through every lemon. They have to be, can you see how squishy this is? This is a perfect lemon meringue pie lemon. So I have this here today as a resource of safety. This invites my Grandma Dunn to be with me. So notice that resource that you have. Maybe it's a loved one, a spiritual teacher, friendship. And now check in again with safety, with yourself, seeing where you are right now. And telling yourself, I'm in a safe place right now. What happens with trauma activation is the yardstick of time collapses, and the past, present, future are all in the moment. And so there's a part of us when the trauma is activated that is in the past. So to be able to talk to ourselves, we have to figure out how to bring ourselves into the present, to remind ourselves we're safe now. Right now, I'm safe. And just notice what you notice with safety. Our Brahmavira practice invites us to practice with safety, and it's a really amazing tool to help us look at this, being safe. And have great compassion for our friends of color that have not had the right colored body for safety in our society. Yeah, just notice that safety that we have right now. So we're going to do a guided meditation with resourcing, and I will say a few things about it, and Larry will tell you more. But the way we work when we're activated, and we're going to get activated, that's okay. It's not a bad or a good or a right or a wrong. It's what our nervous systems do, is they get nourished. As Willie started out today, thank you, Willie, with silence. That helps our nervous system to relax. It helps us to come home. But the resourcing of stability and strength and beauty that we can access really in a deep embodied way. That's what's so important with this practice. So think of a resource. Think of something that gives you strength. Small issue. Cable of my headset is bumping the microphone. Okay, I don't know how to do that. Would it be helpful if I didn't use the headset?
I have no headset now. I'm freed. I'm liberated from my headset. Oof, okay, so think of a resource, something that gives you strength, beauty. I told you already that lemons do that for me. It might be what we call a positive memory capsule. It might be an activity that you love. It might be a piece of music, a poem, reading slowly. So I invite you just to settle into your body just a little bit more, feeling your bum on the chair and your thighs on the chair. Perhaps your feet are on the ground. Tuning in. And if you don't experience safety, invite this in as we start our sit, to be in a safe place. Settling in. Aware of your body settling and settling and settling down, deeper down. I practice with an understanding of my ancestors behind me. I find that helps. So think of your resource now. And do more than think about it. Bring it into the present moment. So if your resource is hiking, find your feet on your favorite walking path. If your resource is being with a beloved, imagine the last wonderful time you were with them. If it's a song, let that song sing through you. Help your body to remember this resource. The Buddha always informed us to start with love, to start with light. So letting this experience of a resource of safety or love or peace be at home in your body, radiating out. Where do you notice it in your body? Heart lifted, breathing into the front and back side of the heart. And if your body wants to do any small movement, allow that. So as you get more deeply into the memory or the experience of your resource, notice your body. Very good. Settle even more into safety. Notice what you notice with safety. And then this resource of loving kindness, friendship. And just let it bathe any tenderness. Welcome yourself back home. I am safe. I'm in touch with the nourishment of light and love that is in my resource. And some days I need more encouragement. So then I really imagine all my ancestors and spiritual teachers, spiritual ancestors in a circle around me. And notice that. And the awareness that our ancestors are celebrating what is good and true and beautiful in our lineage and are wholly supportive of undoing hate. And if we find that any traumatic memories have risen or energies of trauma, we just imagine them being touched or held by this light. It's like we're touching that with a feather from our place of safety and being resourced. Breathing in and breathing out, using the breath to experience more space, more spaciousness. And whatever feels good and true and beautiful in your body, bring your mindfulness there. Aware that we are in a big global community. Really feel the energetic circle we are in. And as we start to come back, it can be helpful to again move slowly. But in honor of the plunge, I want to invite you to just open your arms right wide and be like a French press. Breathing in, breathing out. Bringing that bright energy through you, and with the plunge, releasing the difficulty. The weariness. Let's do one more big plunge. It's like a French press coffee pot. Yeah, just woof. light in, shimmering through us. Front, back side of the heart open. Very good, very good. I have 1 minute, so maybe one more. Oh, and stretch again the arms, wiggling the fingers. Let it go. We've all been traumatized by racism. So with kindness, we honor our nervous system and our body. And we welcome ourselves home in the spirit of love and thanks. So Larry will do more with this in his talk today, but that's just to get us going. Thank you so much for your practice and your hearts and your courage.